boy. Well, I look different today. I haven't showered because I've been very lazy, and yes, I have new glasses, so awesome. Welcome to very different looking Alicia. Enjoy. Over the last probably half a year, I've been struggling with something internally, a decision that I have chosen to not act upon, but that has been in my mind basically since the end of the summer. I'm not going to get into details because that's not important right now, but the reason why I wanted to sit down and talk about this kind of feeling that won't leave my head and my heart is because so often do people have experiences like what I'm feeling right now, where you feel like there's a decision that you have to make, but it's going to change your life, and you become almost paralyzed by the overthinking of what this issue might mean to you, why it happened in the first place, etc., etc. And it ends up becoming, I will use as a frank term, brain crack. And then eventually, you know, either you peter out and just get really depressed because you're not able to make a decision, or you finally bite the bullet and go with something. And if you can't already tell what I'm getting at, what I'm talking about is following your instinct and how difficult it can be to do that. We are taught so many things in school, but we are not taught how to be human. We are not taught how to follow the basic things, the basic developmental and literally generational parts of what makes us people. And that is really shitty, quite frankly. Unless you grow up with someone who's really in tune with themselves or has done a lot of work on themselves, you don't get taught the proper skills for communication, for opening up, for self-preservation, for making boundaries, for doing a whole bunch of stuff that is super important to ensure that our own spirit and mental health and just overall state is what it should be, to be able to move through life in a healthy way. And I think also a lot of us struggle with figuring out what's best for us. Even though on the inside, only we know what's best for us, figuring out what that best thing is never something that comes easily. I feel like at some point in every single person's life, we will be told by someone to follow our instincts, to just do what feels right. And it's true. It is a feeling. Like, you get that, you get those physical symptoms that tell us whether something is right or wrong. We know when we're in love. We know when we're not happy. We know when we're uncomfortable. Those are all parts of our instinct. Those are all facets of what our body is physically telling us, what our heart and mind can't necessarily connect to, because we aren't taught how to form that connection between the holistic part of ourselves, body, mind, and spirit. But I will tell you this, your instinct is always right. And it's true. I mean, if you get a gut feeling that tells you that there's danger around, even if it doesn't seem like you're in a dangerous situation, it could even literally be when you're sitting in a meeting and someone says something and you feel that feeling of danger. It's probably because there is something about that scenario that's pushing you to realize that, nope, this isn't good. And I mean, I'm not an expert on this. The issue that brought me to sit down and make this video is one that I've been sitting on for 6 months, and I still have not been able to bring myself to make a decision one way or another, or I've tried and it's backfired, or whatever. But because of my experiences with this one particular thing, and the amount of hours, and literally that's almost every single hour of the day that I think about what I should do, or how I can fix how I'm feeling, or change my scenario so that I'm a happier person, you know, it didn't work the way that I thought it was going to, and it's still there, you know, that instinct to make that change. Each of us struggle to find the truth in what we're feeling. And I guess what I'm trying to say with all of this is your body knows when something's up. You feel pain, you feel glee, you feel excitement. And when you think about instinct telling us to do or not do something, it's generations and generations of development and evolution that have taught us before we were able to even communicate with words with one another when something was right or wrong. That's why you see animals going at each other, either in a good way or a bad way. Oh wow, that came out much more dirty than I wanted it to. No. The feelings don't lie. The physical triggers don't lie. The heart doesn't lie. But your brain can lie to yourself. You can push those instincts down. You can start overthinking. You can be in denial about what might or might not be happening. And I think we need to learn to trust ourselves more. And that's really difficult. A lot of us have a difficult enough time trusting one another, let alone trusting ourselves. And it's not until we get the strength within our own spirit to really advocate for ourselves, advocate for our own self-need, even when it's really fucking difficult. That's so important. And it's something that recently has become very important to me and very urgent of a thing for me to develop and learn and understand about myself and how it affects my life. Because I've only got me at the end of the day. People will come and go. People will leave because they want to or they need to, or you will leave them because of the same reasons. People die. People move. And the only constant is you. You are the sole determination as to whether or not you're going to have a happy life. And happy means different things to different people. That's how it's supposed to work. We are not all the same. We all have different wants and needs. We all have different desires and follies and difficulties and problems. It's a function of what it means to be a person. And unfortunately, there are a lot of outside things that contribute to finding that for ourselves. But all I mean to say with this, to myself, as a reminder, you know what you need to do. You always will. You always have. And it's really important to not forget that even if a move or a change or a decision backfires on you, doesn't go the way that you want it to, making a change in the first place is not the worst thing. Had I not made the decision, for example, to go to the theater school that I went to, sure, I got kicked out. That threw my life into a downward spiral. I was not doing well after that. But had I not made that one decision, my entire adult life, the last 10 years of my life, would not exist the way that it does now. I wouldn't know the people that I know. I wouldn't have the friends that I have. I wouldn't be doing the stuff that I've been doing and have the skills that I now have developed. One of the biggest things in my life right now is working at Medieval Times, and that might sound ridiculously stupid, but for me, it's, for now in my life, the best thing that's happened to me. And had I not been kicked out of theater school and continued to try and find that creative outlet in my life, had I not got the job that I was trying to leave at the time where I saw this posting, I wouldn't be where I am now. And even though I was told by many people, you shouldn't go into a theater school program, I did it anyway. Things went bad, and then things went good. And things continue to be bad and good in my life. That doesn't mean it's wrong. That doesn't mean that every decision that you have to make has to be a positive one. It doesn't mean that you don't have to break your own heart sometimes in order to get what you want eventually. It's all a part of life. And I don't want to forget that. I don't want to be driven by the fear to not make a change in my own life. Because sometimes you will see a light at the end of the tunnel. There will be something else on the horizon that you can have hope about that, again, may or may not go the way that you want. Or there can be nothing ahead. It can be a vast empty space. That doesn't make putting your foot down and deciding upon something wrong. Life is scary. None of us know what we're doing. It's true. And none of us know what the future's gonna hold. And some of us, most of us, will never get to a point where we truly understand what this whole thing is all about. Why anything happens. Who fucking cares? That's not the point. The point is to grow, to be strong, to find things that lift you up, and in doing so will inspire others. Our whole existence is born of instinct. We wouldn't be here if instinct wasn't a thing. Why not use it to our advantage? Listen to it and let it grow. Be confident in your instinct, even if you're not confident yourself. I've had a lot of conflicting feelings over the past year, all over the place. I've known that certain things should or shouldn't be the way that they still currently are. And I've had hope about other things that may or may never happen. May or may not ever happen. Words, what? And the only thing that's stopping me from sorting out these confusing feelings and thoughts and everything, the only thing that's stopping that is me. Because that instinct is there. It's been speaking to me for a year. And even though last week I was a wreck, right now I feel fine. I feel good. I also feel numb. I think the goodness is the ignoring everything else, quite frankly. And I'm smiling and I'm laughing about it, even though it hurts inside. But you know what? I can handle it. I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl who likes to cry quite a bit, who will get angry tears and will overthink and be too sensitive about things. That's what makes me me. And quite frankly, there is no such thing as too sensitive. There isn't. And as an aside, if someone thinks that of you or says that to you, first and foremost, they aren't seeing the positivity of that, but secondly, they don't deserve your time and attention. This has kind of been a bit all over the place. My mind is very much all over the place, so not a surprise from my perspective, even if it's confusing to watch, but I hope this jumble of thoughts maybe helps someone other than me, because I need to hear it. And I'm sure you do too. I'm going to be spending a whole lot more time at home. So I imagine that these videos will start to become more frequent again, which is something that I'm excited about because this is important to me, documenting my life and all that jazz. And maybe I will wear my hair like this again because I am fucking lazy ass person. Yeah. Okay, that's enough. Stop talking. Goodbye.